Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. My name is Tiara and thank you guys so much for coming to watch me today. Okay, today I want to do like a little advice video for my girlies out there. This is going to be about jealous friends and how you can tell if somebody is jealous of you. These are some signs to look for because you guys, it's 2025 and we don't need to be hanging out with no jealous friends. We don't need to be giving people passes. Like, if this person showed you who they are, you need to believe them the first time. Don't just go along with things just because you love this person and whatever the case is. I have cut so many of my friends off because they were not good friends. Some of them were jealous. Honestly, a lot of them were jealous. And even though it sucked because I really loved my friends, I really thought that these people really loved me, but honestly, deep down, these people were jealous of me. And instead of like, cutting them off the first time, like that I seen signs or whatever, I continued to be friends with these people and things just got worse, to be honest. So I have 7. You guys, my freaking phone keeps saying the storage is full. So I just uninstalled some things. Hopefully I can record this video with no issues. Okay, so I already did the intro, so I'm not gonna do that right now. I'll just get right into the tips before my phone turn around and tell me that I don't have storage. Okay, so let's get started. So my first tip is going to be, if this person like stares at you or like has like a glare at you, they don't like you, babe. And this person could be your best friend, family member, like even your significant other. Yeah, your significant other. And someone who doesn't like you though, like, for the most part, if they really don't like you, they'll stay away from you. But somebody who's jealous of you, they'll still be around you and talk to you, but they are jealous of you. So like, they like, honestly, they want to be you. So either they want to be you or they're jealous of some things like about you, maybe some traits, like even if they have more than you, they can still be jealous of you. And they could be jealous of anything, honestly. Like, but this is a really important tip to watch out for, like within people. I've even had like people tell me, like guys tell me about their experiences with other guys, like, and how they notice like stuff like that. Like, I remember this one person that like I'm actually really close to had told me, and he's a guy, and he had told me about his experience about how he basically was with a friend, somebody he thought was a friend, and he walked away. So basically he was walking straight and the person was behind him. And he said that God told him or something told him, he's a believer in God and he follows Jesus Christ. So yeah, he said that something told him to turn around and smile. Just turn around and smile. Mind you, he just got done having a conversation with this person. So like, he turned around and he had a smile on his face, like, and the person was like looking like, first they were looking like evil, and then they turned around and like they had like a shocked look on their face, like, oh my goodness, like this person like knows what I'm doing type look, and that person didn't expect for the other person to turn around and smile. So that person got caught. And it's like, once you get caught, and honestly, once they see that you see them, honestly, you don't need to be hanging out with that person anymore. Jealousy is a real thing. People, honestly, people are dangerous, and jealous people are dangerous. And you just don't need to be putting yourself in certain situations. Yeah, you don't need to be putting yourself in situations. When you clock, I just want to make sure YouTube knows I have like a shirt on. Yeah, you guys, you don't need to be putting yourself in dangerous situations. So when you clock, that moment that you clock that that person was looking at you crazy, glaring at you, having like a evil look on their face, or like, even if it wasn't like super evil, just like glaring at you, because it's not always like, they're not always looking like they're not always looking like, you know, they're like, it's like a glare. Like sometimes their mouth is like, sometimes it's a blank face, but the way they stare, the way they glare at you, you will be able to tell like, oh, this person really don't like me, and I need to stay away from this person. Honestly, there has been multiple times that I have clocked of friends looking at me a certain way, and I have just like never said anything, never like, I basically made it seem like I didn't see it, because like I feel like with that information, I just wasn't supposed to say anything. Like I wasn't supposed to be like, girl, what's your problem, you know? So yeah, like it happens to men and women. If you feel like something is telling you to look at somebody, like you should probably look at that person. Like if you're turned around or whatever the case is, or like say you're walking away from somebody and that person is, you know, facing you and your back is turned towards them, you know, sometimes turn around and see what they're looking like. Like see how they're looking, because a lot of the time people don't like you or is jealous of you, and they're making faces behind your back. And the person that I gave the example about, these people were grown. Like they weren't like little kids or anything. Like these people were grown. And for somebody to be doing that while like at the age that that person is like, honestly, it's scary. Like I wish I could tell you like how old the person was. I don't know how old the person's age actually is, but like I'll just say like this happens at all ages. It doesn't just happen in your teenage years. It doesn't just happen in like your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. It happens like throughout all ages. So, yeah, you guys, make sure you're paying attention to people's facial expressions, because it's going to tell. It's going to tell if they like you or not, you know? And it sucks sometimes because like I said, that person could be your friend, and you really don't want to cut them off, because you know you probably love them, you know. It could be your very best friend, but honestly, if God is showing you something, he's showing it to you for a reason, and what you do with that information is up to you. But just know that he's showing you that for a reason. So don't like, you know, don't just ignore stuff. You don't have to say anything, but from that point on, you need to be very careful. If you do have to be around this person for some reason, you need to be very careful about like when you're around them. I know that probably was kind of long, but I just really want you guys to like understand this. So my next one is going to be, they try to like prevent you from doing things that better yourself. So say like you start going to the gym, or you want to try like a new workout class, or like say you want to take a dance class, or like just like some new hobbies, and they're like, oh no, like, you know, you work too much already and you don't need to be doing extra stuff, like, oh, that's doing too much, like, don't you have a lot of workload, don't you have 2 jobs already, why are you trying to do something that interests you, you know, like they're not gonna say interest you, but like basically that's what it is. If you want to do something and that person is telling you, oh, I don't think you should do that, and it's something you really want to do and they can tell, don't listen to them. If you feel called to do something and you feel like God is telling you to do something, then you do that thing. Don't listen to people who are telling you to do stuff, because it could be people there telling you, like, let's say that you're going to the gym 6 days a week, and you tell that person and they try to encourage you to not go to the gym as much. Oh, that's too much on your body. Oh, you don't need to be doing that. You don't need to be going to the gym so much. Y'all, they're going to tell you to do that. They're going to try to encourage you not to do that. Guess what they're going to do? They are going to up the days that they're going to the gym. They are going to see if they can slow you down, so maybe they can get on Ozempic or whatever the case is and try to speed it up and try to lose weight before you do and try to compete with you. Like, honestly, half the time, that's why I don't be telling people what I got going on. And you guys shouldn't either. You guys should keep things to yourself. But if you don't, and you tell people like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, and you see that they're trying to discourage you to do something that is going to better your life, you guys, they're a hater, and you need to get away from that person. You don't have to say anything, like, you don't have to let them know, like, oh, I know that you're a weirdo, but from that day on, you need to be cautious. If you got to be around them again, you got to be cautious with them. And if you have the choice not to be around them, then don't be around them. I don't care if you guys been best friends for 20 years. Don't be around them. Don't. It's not safe. Like, when people are jealous, like, it's very much people. I'm not even going to get into that right now. But yeah, if people try to prevent you from doing things that you really want to do and it's going to better you, they're jealous and they don't like you, and you need to stay away from that person. So the next one is that they either don't compliment you or they take literally forever to compliment you. So say that you get your hair done, or say you get a haircut, you know, this is for a girl or a guy, and you go around this person, obviously your hair is done or your hair is cut, or say even like you get a new color on your hair, you know, say, you know, you pop out with a new hair color, whatever the case is, and they don't compliment you, they're jealous, or they don't say anything about it. Like, they don't say, oh, I like your hair, or they don't like say anything about it. They don't acknowledge it at all. They're jealous and they don't like you, and you need to stay away from that person. Or say that you've been around that person. Say you go around that person after you get your hair done, cut, colored, whatever, and they take literally forever to compliment you. Like, say you've been around that person for like 2 hours now, and they turn around and they finally say, oh, I like your hair. You guys, that person is jealous of you. That person is wishing that you didn't do your hair like that. That person knows that, like, you guys. But like I said, don't let the person know that you know, like, that you're on to them. Don't let them know that. Just stay away from that person, because Like the Lifetime movies that they be having and stuff, that stuff happens in real life. And I don't want to like scare you guys or anything like that. But honestly, you have to stay prayed up and you have to stay away from people that are like, that have these kind of issues. Like, you know, like I'm not saying that, oh, nobody gets jealous. Like, I'm not saying that people don't get jealous from time to time. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that it's not normal to like feel a certain way about somebody from time to time. I mean, you honestly shouldn't, like when it comes to your friends and stuff like that. Like that's weird. Like that's so weird. You shouldn't feel jealous. Like you should be happy for them. But like say someone like, you know, say somebody's scrolling on social media and they see like, oh, this person is like living their best life and they just seem like they have it all together. Like I feel like it, and like, you know, they have it all together and everything like that. And you start to feel a little hook. I wish that my life was all together. I wish like, you know, and you know, you don't dwell on it though. Like you think that thought and you don't like dwell on it. And you're like, okay, like, you know, you don't think about it again, you know? I feel like that naturally happens with people and like you're supposed to get past things like that. You're supposed to be like, oh, okay, you know, I wish this, I wish that, but you don't dwell on it. You don't sit here and obsess over it. It's the people that do obsess over it. It's the people that like start to hate you and resent you for it. Like, oh, she looks this way. Now I don't like her. I hate her. Whatever the case is. Oh, he just started a business or he just did this or he just did that. He just got a new car. Like, you know, instead of like being happy for the person, they are jealous and they don't control it. Like they don't fight back. They don't be like, oh, you know, this is my friend. This is my best friend at that. I'm not going to feel these feelings. I'm going to fight this. This is wrong. You know, God will bless me when it's time. He will help me when it's ready. Like when I'm ready. Like he will help me on his time. Like, I mean, he's always helping us, but he will do certain things for me when it's time. Like he's going to bless me with a new car when it's time. He's going to bless me with a new house when it's time. Like that's how you're supposed to be. Like you're supposed to like get over those feelings. But instead, some people let it consume them and they can't control it. And they don't care. Like they don't want to control it. Like they don't fight back or anything. And those are the dangerous people that you need to stay away from. I could tell you guys like some stories, man. Like, and I've even like, I don't just like compare my friends or anything like that, but I have noticed like, say I have two good friends. I've noticed that like, say one friend, if my hair is cute, oh, that friend is going to compliment me automatically. Like if I look good that day, that friend is going to say something automatically. Like, or like, it could be like something like, say like my shirt needs fixed or something. That friend is going to come fix my shirt automatically. They're not going to sit there for freaking 2 hours and let me look stupid and, you know, whatever. The other friend, that friend is going to wait. That friend, I could walk past that friend 20 times and they're not going to say anything about my hair. And then the 21st time I walk past them, then they're going to be like, oh, your hair is cute. Girl, you just see my hair 20 times. It wasn't cute the last 20 times, but on the 21st time, now it's cute, you know? And I'm not saying like you guys should compare your friends or anything, but I'm saying like you should reevaluate your friendships from time to time. Reevaluate in your head, you know? People change. Like sometimes somebody could be a good friend. Like say somebody was a good friend up until a certain point, and then they start to get weird. And when they start to get weird, that's when you need to remove. All right, you guys, phone storage I got full. Y'all know I be reapplying my lip gloss all the time. I don't know if you gotta slow down with this, but not really, because it's one of my joys in life, you know? This is a new lip gloss from Juvia's Place. I like it so much. You guys, reevaluate those friendships. Like, people turn weird. They do. And don't think because like somebody like spends money on you or like has your back in certain situations, don't think that automatically cancels them out from being weird, because it doesn't. Like, you deserve a friend, or like whatever, like, you know, you deserve a friend that's going to be a good person all the way around, not just in certain areas. So the next thing that I have is that they always assume the worst when it comes to you. People are always projecting how they feel onto somebody else. So if they don't like you and they feel like hatred towards you, then they're automatically going to think the worst. It's not just like, it's shown a lot in like racism and stuff. That's just an example. Like, you know, if people automatically don't like you, they're going to assume the worst. That's probably not the best example, but I think it is a pretty good example of people assuming the worst just because they don't like you. And like, say you say anything, like say you guys are having a conversation and you say something and they look at you crazy and they're like, what did you just say? Like, they have an attitude. It's like, bro, what do you mean? I didn't even mean it in any kind of way. Like, what do you mean? Like, why are you tripping? They're tripping because they don't like you, and they're just waiting for you to say something to piss them off. Like, they're just waiting for it. They're just waiting for you to say something to piss them off, because they want to have a reason not to like you. And there is no reason not to like you. But in their minds, since they're projecting, they don't like you and they're going to think the worst about you. Even if you didn't say anything wrong, even if you didn't do anything wrong, the simple fact that they're jealous of you and they don't like you, they're going to think of anything, any reason to not like you. Like, they want a reason not to like you. I remember when I had this friend, and I went to her house or whatever, and we had like, we were talking like I was like in another room and we were talking. She was in her room and I came in her room, and there was this perfume, and I looked at it. I was like, oh, I have this perfume. And I picked it up and I like, you know, like, I didn't say it in any kind of way. I was just like, oh, I have this perfume. Like, I was just like, oh, I have this perfume. Like, and she was like, why would I steal your perfume? And I was like, I was like, what do you mean by that? Like, I said, I didn't say that you stole my perfume. When would you have had a chance to steal my perfume? It's not even here. Like, what do you mean? Like, and I'm just like, what? I didn't. And she was like, she kind of like, I think she noticed what she just did, and she kind of like calmed down or whatever and was like, oh, like, oh no, I didn't mean it, or whatever, something she said to try to cover it up. And honestly, from that moment, I knew that like she thought the worst about me. Like, I never said it. I never like said, like, girl, why did you say that? Like, why did you think that I thought that you took my perfume? You have never stole anything from me, at least not to my knowledge. You've never stole anything from me. Why on earth would I think that you stole my perfume? And if I thought you stole my perfume, I would have been like, girl, is this my perfume? I didn't say that. I said, I have this perfume. Like, I have the same perfume. Like, and I didn't say it in like a mean way or anything. Like, I was smiling, I was laughing, like we were having a good conversation, I thought. And I came in there, I started talking to her, picked up the perfume. It's like, oh, I have this perfume. Like, and she just snapped on me. Oh, she doesn't like you, Tiara. She doesn't like you. That's the problem. Like, so if anybody like goes straight for the worst, if anybody goes straight for the worst, like when you guys are talking, having a conversation, like say you're even just like, you know, just talking, having a conversation, and like you say something and they like say, why did you say that? What did you mean by that? Like, what? I probably already said this, but I'm gonna say it again. Like, you know, say you guys are talking and you say something and the person's like, oh, why did you say that? Like, who are you talking to or what? Like, you know, say something crazy and it's like, what's wrong with you? I literally didn't do anything to you, bro. Like, and then they notice that they do it. Like, after, like, you, like, kind of look like, they notice, like, oh, the part, they're showing themselves. They're showing that they don't like you. They're showing that. We really got to be careful because, like, people will not like you and then they'll still try to hang out with you. It could be for any reason. It could be because they don't have any other friends to hang out with. So they want to hang out with you, but really they don't like you. So like, you know, like they just don't want to be by themselves or whatever the case is. Going to move on to the next tip. We are on tip number 5. This tip is going to be that you feel drained after hanging out with them. Nothing bad has to happen. Like, you guys don't have to get in an argument or whatever. Like, but you just feel like drained after hanging out with them. Like, I remember I was hanging out with a friend and we went somewhere and it was like only like, we probably went there for like 2 hours or something. I don't know if it was the mall. I want to say it was like the mall or something. But after that hangout, like I felt like, honestly, like the girl didn't say anything to me wrong, but I just felt like she was looking at me weird the whole time. Like, not me directly looking at her though. Like, I just seen her in the corner of my eyes, like looking at me funny, like making like weird faces and stuff. And I'm just like, what's wrong with this girl? Like, like it was so odd. I had called my boyfriend at the time and I was just like, bruh, this girl's weird. Like, this girl doesn't like me. Like, she didn't say anything, but like the energy, I just feel like she doesn't like me. Like, whole time I was there, I felt like she didn't like me. Like, and I hadn't did anything to her. Like, I was so confused. And me and this girl were like really good friends. So I was like, what the heck? Like, you know, but like I said, sometimes people let like jealousy and things like that, they let it consume them. Like, they don't try to fight back. Like, you know, people think negative thoughts and you're supposed to fight back against those negative thoughts. You're supposed to be like, no, you know, this is my friend and I love her and I'm not gonna, you know, but instead, like, you know, they just let it consume them and they show their true colors. Like, if you feel drained after hanging out with somebody, or you gotta call your boyfriend or your girlfriend and like vent a little bit, and even if that person didn't actually do anything, but it's like the energy, like you feel like the person doesn't want you around, or like they don't like you, like, y'all, it's wild. It's wild out there. Y'all have to be careful, okay? Like, I have so many stories, like, about friends, and I don't mean like friends that I met freaking a couple years ago. I mean friends that I was friends with for like since like middle school, like years, like some elementary school, like, and they turned out weird, like, and you notice it. Like, I have the type of personality that I don't like say anything. Like, I have the type of personality to where I don't like clock nobody's tea right then and right there. Like, I notice it in my head, but I don't say anything, like, because I don't know, I feel like when God shows you some things, like, you're not supposed to like say anything afterwards. Like, you're not supposed to, like, you know, just like the person that I told you about, that they turned around when they walked away from their friend. They turned around, like something told them to turn around and smile, so they turned around and smiled, like, and the friend was like looking at them like with the look on their face like, oh my goodness, like, the friend was looking at them with a look on their face like, oh my goodness, they know what I'm doing, like, they seen me, like, I didn't know that person was going to turn around. Yeah, you didn't know that person was going to turn around, and now they've seen you looking all weird, looking all strange, and they know that you're jealous of them, and they know that it's not even me, and it got me hot, y'all. Like, when I heard that story, like, when the person told me how that story went, I was like irritated for them. And you definitely have to watch, y'all. The next tip is going to be if they say things that they know is going to hurt your feelings or could have a possibility of hurting your feelings. I'm not going to lie, you guys. Not gonna lie, I don't say certain things. I don't make certain jokes because I don't want to hurt people's feelings. Like, a lot of the time, like, I could say things, but I don't. Like, you know, it could be something that people joke about all the time. Like, like, dang. I was gonna give an example, but like, I feel like if I give this example, it's gonna be too messy. Like, y'all gonna be saying something. Like, y'all gonna be in the comments like, oh, I know a person who does this all the time. Like, I watch somebody who does this all the time. Like, you know, so I'm not going to say certain things. Like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Like, okay, so I thought of an example. So, if I have a friend that has like a gap tooth, like, I'm not going to sit here and joke about people who have gap teeth. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just not going to. Other people might do it, and, you know, their friends might laugh and whatever the case is. But personally, I'm not going to sit here and make a joke. Even if I'm just joking, I'm not going to sit here and make a joke about people who have gap teeth when I know that my best friend has a gap tooth, like, or has gap teeth. Like, that's just common sense, you know? Like, well, common sense is not so common anymore, but like, to me, that's just common sense. Like, you don't say stuff like that. Like, there's other examples. I'm just trying to think of some good ones to say right now. I'm trying to think of some examples that are like not gonna be like too triggering. I think that example is good enough. If your friend has like, if somebody is, you don't joke about somebody's situation that your best friend or if y'all aren't best friends, you don't joke about somebody's situation if your friend is going through that situation. I mean, honestly, you really shouldn't be like, I mean, I know people joke, so I'm not gonna just like, say, oh, don't say anything out, whatever the case is, but like, you should not be joking about people with gap teeth if your friend has gap teeth. Like, that is so weird. Like, I remember like somebody was like talking down about working at factories, like to me, and they were talking to me about working at factories, like talking down on it. Like, they didn't work at a factory, they like had barely worked at factories. And the person was like talking bad about other people who worked at factories. At the time, I was working at a factory. Why are you talking bad about people who works at factories if you know that I work at a factory and you're talking to me? Obviously, you're trying to make me feel some type of way. Obviously. And you guys have to also be confident in yourselves. Like, don't let anybody bring you down. People are super jealous. People are super like, they cannot stand their own lives. So they have to bring down other people. Like, say you accomplish something, like, they won't say, oh, they won't be direct with it. Like say you just like graduated college or something, and say like they tweet and, or like say they make a post and they're like, oh, like say you got like a associate's degree, and which is a huge accomplishment. Like, say you got an associate's degree. If somebody that's supposed to be your friend gets on the internet or even says it like out loud, they shouldn't say this at all, but say they say this out loud or on the internet, make a post and say, oh, I don't respect people who have a associate's degree. Like, I feel like that's not special. Like, I feel like, or it could be like, say you have a bachelor's degree, and which is a huge accomplishment. A huge accomplishment, you guys. Both associates and bachelor's degrees are a huge accomplishment. Say you just graduated and somebody, your friend, opens up their mouth or gets on the internet and says, oh, having a bachelor's degree is not special. I don't care. Show me a doctor's degree. Show me a doctorate's degree. Mind you, they probably don't have a doctorate degree. Like, mind you, they don't have a doctorate degree themselves. And they're sitting here saying they don't care about nobody who got a bachelor's degree. Baby, college is not easy, okay? Like, it is an accomplishment whether you got an associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, a doctorate's degree. All that is accomplishments. Like, if your friend turns around and says something like that right after you graduated, babe, she does not like you. She doesn't like you. And I know it could hurt for some people, like, but we have to realize, like, oh, we have to realize this person is trying to throw jabs. And it's no use in confronting them about it, because they're going to say, oh, I wasn't talking about you. I was just speaking in general. I was just having an opinion. I wasn't talking about you, blah, blah, blah. Okay, if you weren't, but why would you say anything anyways? Like, somebody just graduated, why would you say, oh, why would you say that? You know, same with like the gap tooth, you know, example I gave. Why would you talk about people who have gap teeth when your friend has gap teeth? Why would you say that? Like, it's crazy. Why would you say something negative about people that work at factories when you're talking to somebody that works at a factory? They're jealous. Honestly, they're jealous. Like, and they're mad about their own lives. Like, gots to stay away from these people. Gots to stay away from these people. I don't care if they're your friends, family members, whatever. I don't care if you've known them for 20 years. If you see they started acting weird, you see they starting to act a little strange, you don't know what people got going on, especially people that don't know the Lord. Like, you know, people that know the Lord, like, I'm not saying they can't mess up. Obviously they can. But people that know the Lord, like, you know, it's a little less, like, it makes you a little less nervous when, like, things happen. Like, you're like, okay, like, you know, I don't think that they would like do anything crazy, but especially when somebody doesn't know the Lord, like, ain't no telling what they could do. Jealousy, people will let jealousy destroy their life. Like, people will let jealousy destroy their lives. Like, y'all seen the Lifetime movies? Like, it's like they can't help it. Like, they're crazy. Like, I don't want to say that, but like, you should be able to control yourself. You should be able to calm down and be like, okay, I'm feeling a little jealous. I'm feeling a little irritated. Like, I wish I could this, I wish I could that. But like, you know, you don't let it consume you. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Another one, which is going to be my last one, and it's going to be number 7. So, another one is that they cannot agree with you for nothing in the world. People will turn around and they will be like, you'll say something and they will be like, oh, not even that. Like, you'll be like, oh, I feel like this person was acting like, I don't know, what example? You can be like, oh, I felt like those fries were a little too salty. And they'll be like, oh, not even that, not even that, not even that. They just had too much salt on them. Like, they will literally say the same thing as you, and they would just mix the words around. Like, they cannot agree with you for nothing in the world. Like, and you know, I always felt like this was a red flag, but like, I would kind of just let it go or whatever. And I had a situation with like my best friend, and she admitted like that she basically like couldn't stand me. Like, she hated me, honestly. Like she was jealous of me. That's what it was. She was jealous of me, and I didn't do anything to her. I was a good friend to her. She said this stuff out of her mouth. I didn't do anything to her. I was a good friend to her, but she was jealous of me. This friend also used to, when we would talk, she would be like, oh, not even that, or, you know, she would not agree with me, even if she subconsciously, even if she really did agree with me, she would find a way to like make it seem like she didn't agree with me, and then say something and it would be the same exact thing that I just said. Like, they cannot agree with you. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's insane, y'all. People are crazy, and it could come from friends, family, whoever, like, and they will, like, they'll try to be so slick with it. Like, they'll try to make you feel some type of way. They'll try to be so slick with it. Like, I remember when I graduated college, and I had someone like, when I went back to school, I didn't tell anybody. I told very few people when I graduated, like, you know, and some people, they said congratulations, but they was like, oh, why didn't you tell anybody? Like, and I'm just like, oh, I just didn't, like, you know, really, I didn't tell anybody because I know how people are, and I know that people really don't be happy. Like, they're mad that you are doing something to better yourself. And in order to prevent that, I just like didn't really tell anybody, honestly. Even people who I knew, like didn't like that, even people I knew that would be happy for me, like I honestly just like told myself I was just gonna keep this to myself until I finished. Like, I'm not gonna even pick and choose who can know, who can't know. I'm just going to just not tell anybody. And basically, yeah, this family member, they was like, oh, why didn't you tell anybody? I was like, oh, I just didn't, or whatever. Like, I wasn't gonna explain that to her. And she said, oh, okay. And I started showing her pictures and stuff, and like she had nothing to say. Like, and I'm just like, okay, like, you know, whatever. Mind you, like, I'm not gonna say what the relationship was, but like, anyways, we went to like out of town to visit some other family members that were not as close. And you guys, my cousin had graduated college, and that family member had told, and he had graduated college like a while like ago or whatever. That family member purposely told that cousin congratulations and made sure not to tell me anything. Mind you, she didn't know he was graduating either. She didn't know he was graduating, like any of that. He didn't tell her, but she told him congratulations and didn't tell me, and wanted me to feel some type of way about it. I don't care. I don't care. Like, yes, I clocked what you did there, like, but I don't care, because at the end of the day, I still went back to school. I still graduated college, and I'm still like doing big things, like, period. It's like they can't even hide it. Like, it's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. But thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you guys really do use these tips. These are things that like I wish that I would have known. And I just want you guys to be safe, because yes, like you might think, oh, this person, yeah, they feel a little jealous or whatever, but it's fine. No, it's not fine. It's not fine. People could be so obsessed with you that they will throw their lives away to harm you or whatever, to destroy you. They will throw their own lives away to destroy you. And it doesn't matter. It don't matter if they got kids, a husband, a wife, nothing. Like, jealousy, if you let it consume you, like, but yeah, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching my video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and follow me on my socials. Thank you guys so much. Bye.